Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about what to do if you are anxious about which career path to choose. So let's start out by saying that not knowing what to do for your life, career, or a business or a vocation can be very daunting. It can be very, it can create a lot of anxiety. It can make you worrisome, and it can generally lead to a lot of mental health issues, right? I think the biggest thing young people, both men and women, struggle with, I really do believe the biggest thing is what we want to do with our life. It's always a pressing question, especially when we're younger. And I will say this, when we are in our teenage years, maybe even a little bit before that, our teachers and our parents are the biggest, I believe, are the biggest contributors to the anxiety surrounding the proper career path for us. I look back in my own life and I just always think to myself, you know, my parents and my teachers and my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, right? My grandpa, my grandma. It's always like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And that question just kept being like asked to me, right? What do you want to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to make money? Do you want to go to school? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And in a way, I'm glad that that question was always posed to me, because it kind of conditioned me to figure that out, right? So in a way, it's good that that question was posed to me repetitively, especially in my younger years, because I think it was beneficial in the sense that it kind of forced me, like, hey man, like, you're being asked this question for a reason, you know, because money it's not everything, but it is very important. And it's important to know what you want to do, because if you don't know what you want to do, well, hey, you're going to be stuck, you know, in most likely a low position, right? Working for someone else's dream if you aren't clear on your dream. So with this being said, the anxiety surrounding which career path to choose is very real. And I think it's very burdensome on a lot of young people. And I want you guys to stay throughout the course of this video. I want you guys to watch all the way to the end, because what I'm going to share with you is going to have a very huge transformation on your general peace of mind. And it's also going to bring clarity to your life so that you can make good decisions that lead to the results that you desire. So stick all the way to the end, and let's continue on. So which career path is good for you, right? Let's answer that question right now. And I'm first off going to say that I don't know which career path is good for you, right? Big disclaimer. However, what I can say is this. We live in a different time than we did in the past, right? Before 2000, before the internet, before YouTube, it was your interests and your hobbies or your profession was predicated on where you live, and the people that you deal with were predicated on your immediate radius of location. Maybe an hour away you would travel to work, right? And you would deal with people in that specific location, right? But now with the advent of the internet, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, everything else that we have access to, we can now access more people, right? We can access a wider audience, right? So someone, it's pretty obvious, but someone in Argentina or someone in Australia can watch my video, right? Prior to YouTube, you know, if I was born in like the 80s, you know, I would have to figure something out where I live. I couldn't do this or make YouTube content, right? So the internet is huge and powerful. And I think everyone who's young, right? And, you know, not everyone's going to want to try to monetize themselves on the internet, which, like I said, it's totally fine. If you enjoy your job, that's great. I'm not here to convince you or push you to do something you don't want to do. But what I will say is that I can say, and I think a lot of you guys can agree, that we can use the internet to our advantage, right? We can use it for extra income. We can use it to free ourselves from the 9-to-5 wage slavery if we desire to, right? We can get out of the matrix. We can get out of the rat race, the hamster wheel, if we want to, right? And I think, why not use what's at your disposal, right? If you have access to something and you know it has potential to create the life you want, why not use it? It's a tool. It's like, hey, it's right in front of you. Why not use it? It's very simple, right? You'd be, I'm not saying you're an idiot if you don't use it, but it's like, bro, there's so many opportunities, and that's where we're heading. We're heading into the information age. We're heading, more into the information age. We're heading into the global economy, the digital economy, the attention economy. So with that being said, I want to not necessarily discover what you want to do, but how you're going to make a living off of it. And I think that that's the biggest question. I think that's the biggest concern most people have is, hey, I have an interest in something. I have an interest in food. I have an interest in diet. I have an interest in motivating people, or I have an interest in art or music or sports or nutrition or writing. But how am I going to make money doing that, right? Because one thing I can say is that your gift or your talent or your desire or the thing you like to share or the thing you have interest and passion in is the thing that you are designed to bring to the world, right? We are not here to just be a part of someone else's dream. And what I will say is this: it's okay if you're young and you have to work a job for a set period of time, right? I know it can be I know it can be frustrating. I know it can be annoying. I know it can be tiring, exhausting. I know it can be frustrating dealing with people who aren't on the same wavelength as you. You guys aren't aligned. You guys don't have the similar vision, the same ambitions, right? You feel like people are closed-minded. You feel like people are asleep. And it can be very frustrating. Like being around unintelligent humans or humans that don't want more from their life can be absolutely soul-crushing. But what I can say is this: you never want to look at your current situation and say to yourself that, damn, this is it. Because that's not the case. The truth is this: the truth is that wherever you're at right now is where you are supposed to be. So if you're at a job that you don't like, if you're working minimum wage or you're, doing something you hate, what you should do is you work that job for a set period of time, right? You save your money. You invest into your passion, you invest into your hobbies, you invest into your skills, you invest into things that you like, right? And you use the internet to bring that to light, to bring that forth, to bring you income, right? Because the truth is this: the truth is that there is a wide range of things on the internet that people make money off of, right? Let's say you're into the trades. Let's say you like fixing things. Let's say you enjoy AC or electricity. You want to be an electrician, a plumber, a mechanic. You enjoy handiwork, right? You enjoy repairing stuff. Well, hey, guess what? You can make YouTube content or you can make Instagram content surrounding that. You can show people how to do things online and get paid to do it. Isn't that a beautiful thing? So while you're working your job as a handyman or as an electrician or as a plumber, when you go home, you can create content about how to fix the things you're working on, right? It's a beautiful thing, right? And I don't know how exactly you're going to do that or the way in which you want to do that, but why not do it, right? Yeah, it might take a little bit of extra work when you get home, but if it makes you double the amount of money in the long run, isn't it worth it, right? And if it frees you from having to work a 10, 12-hour day in the long run, I think that's worth it. I think that's worth shooting for. I think that's worth working towards. So taking all of this in, if you're at a job you don't like, and you are anxious about what's the right thing for you, you just ask yourself these questions, right? What are my strengths? What am I good at? What do I like? And whatever the answers are to that, you figure out ways to monetize it, right? And you use the internet, right? So you create content. That's really what this is about. You create content about what you like. I know it's funny. I used to play Halo a lot back in the day. I don't play anymore, but there would be streamers I would watch, right? Professional gamers, right? Guys that are competing in, MLG, Major League Gaming. They're going to events, right? They're making money. They're competing. And on their Twitch channels, they would literally post, they'll basically post a link to their coaching about they'll charge people to coach them on how to work on their game, how to be a better slayer, how to play objective better, or how to work on your game, how to position yourself to succeed in the matches so that you win more games, or you make, you get to worlds, or you get to the championship in the event, right? So, there's ways to make money that are so simple. Like, it's really simple when you think about it. But, I think part of the problem is that we've been taught a linear direction. We've been programmed to move in a linear direction. And we haven't been told that there's a limitless potential to what we can do as it pertains to a career, right? As it pertains to a life path, a mission, a vocation, a job, a business. So with that being said, if you're anxious, if you're tired, if you're exhausted, if you're frustrated, I totally resonate with everything that you feel, because I've been there before, right? And one thing I can say is this: even if you're at a job, like I'm at a job right now that, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't hate it, but I don't love it, right? And I can see myself leaving within the next few years, right? And I don't know exactly when. Obviously, the financial situation is a part of that decision. But one thing I will say is that if you start working on your thing outside of your job when you get home, and you see the fruits of your actions slowly growing over time, that's going to give you hope, that's going to give you motivation, that's going to give you inspiration to keep going. And eventually, right, I don't know, it's random for some people when their thing takes off, or when they attain the income they need, but eventually it'll work out for you, right? And like I said, don't necessarily worry about the time. The time's not important. I struggle with this too. I fixate on like when I'm going to hit this amount of subscribers, or when I'm going to be able to create this course, or write this book, or do this, or do that. Guys, start off simple. Start off creating content. Start off with the basics, right? Whatever you know how to do, start creating content around what you know how to do right now. The rest, you'll figure out later. It's like I said, life is about figuring things out as you go. We're not going to know the whole process or how to do the advanced thing in the beginning. But as long as we're in the beginning phase, and we're present, and we're working, and we're seeing slow progress, that's a step in the right direction. And that's going to make your life, you're going to have a better sense of direction, and it's going to give you more peace of mind, right? Because one thing that is very stressful for the human psyche is feeling like you're not in control of your life, feeling that your life is destined to be where you're at right now, the low job you're at, the low wage job you're at, or the shitty situation you're at with your family, right? Or whatever, right? Or the crappy physique that you have, right? That's the worst feeling as a human being. But once you see progress, once you can, see the fruits of your labor, right? However small, that's going to be better than nothing, right? So yeah, I mean, starting out, it sucks. Like my channel right now, like, guys, prior to like June of this year, 2024, I would struggle to get like one subscriber. Like I would get like one subscriber every 2 weeks. Now I get like 4 or 5 subscribers a day, right? And some of you guys may say, oh, that's not a lot. But coming from someone who's struggled to be consistent, coming from someone who's really like had not a lot of progress, and had times where I would be on like a cold streak, it's very rewarding to see the growth. It's very satisfying, and it gives me peace of mind. So I want to share that for you guys, and I want you guys to take part in what can be a great transformation for you as it pertains to your career, as it pertains to your life path, your goals, your dreams, and everything in between, right? I truly believe that, like I said, the internet is here to free us, right? Now, the internet also has its downsides, but all of us should be partaking in the ability for us to create the life we want. We don't have to be a part of a job we don't want to work at. We don't have to be a part of a system we don't want to be a part of. We don't have to work with people for hours on end that we don't want to be around, right? But you have to start, and you have to be consistent, and you have to endure the beginning process. It might be difficult. Guys, I started making YouTube videos back in 2018. It's fucking 2025 now. It's been 7 years. Like, I've had multiple years of no growth at all. I've had years where I wouldn't upload, and there'd be times where I'd feel like, damn, like, is this YouTube thing for me? Is this really gonna be like something that I do, or am I just bullshitting myself? Am I just, you know, like make believing like what I want to do? And the doubts would start to creep in. But, you know, even during the darkest times, even during those months where I wouldn't upload or I wouldn't see any results, I'd see no views, I kept going. I kept coming back, right? And I did that for 5 years, right? It felt like a long time, but looking back, those years went by very quickly, right? So, and like I said, the past 6 months, this is the most consistent I've been in my whole entire YouTube career, per se, right? So I really want to bring this to light, and I want you guys to believe in yourselves. You guys are limitless. God is limitless. God can create anything it wants, right? And just because you don't see the results right away, just because you're, you know, still at a low position at your minimum wage job, or you're living with your parents, or you're in college, or you're in high school, and you don't feel like you're worthy, or you don't feel like you're gonna be able to do it, I want you guys to start, right? Because starting is better than never starting, right? Taking the leap of faith is better than not taking the leap of faith. Because if you don't take the leap of faith, well, we all know that, you know, people who don't take risks, or people who don't start, they never end up amounting to anything. They never end up seeing the vision they wanted manifest in their life. So I want to give you guys hope, and I want to give you guys motivation and inspiration to do the thing that you desire, whatever it is, and have faith that you can monetize it one day. And yeah, guys, so if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.